Now, as a fat person, your gear might weigh a little bit more. I mean, for instance, like your clothes, you're not going to be able to find the clothes that most people use, for hiking. They're not going to have them in your size, so you're going to have to make some compromises here and there. And the same with some of your other gear. For instance, I have my Osprey Exos 58 liter. I love it. I just really love it. And when I got it in the mail, I knew it wasn't going to fit exactly, and I knew this pretty much that the hip belt wasn't going to connect in the front. Well, my subscribers came through for me again, and they gave me a name. I think even, and a phone number, said call this person at Osprey, and they will send you an extension for free. And that's exactly what happened. They were really great. So it's probably best to go, if you can, to a particular place, a sporting goods place where they might have some knowledge. I mean, REI, they're expensive, but maybe a little bit more. But they have some more expertise, I think. But some kind of outdoor place that can help you fit one, and they may be even able to help you get something that's going to, like an extension belt, or if it's a place that makes them, for instance, like Z-Packs, I think you can communicate with them and give them the exact measurements that you need, something like that. I think you can get around that. Plus, there are some brands that they're just made bigger. For instance, Kelty, they're heavier. Their packs are heavier, but I have a 26.5 liter Kelty that fits me. It fit me when I weighing over 400 pounds. And the hip belt snaps and everything, so fit around me. So there are some bigger sizes, but if you go in and if you can and actually try one on, it's best. Now this is considered a lightweight. It's not ultra light, but it is considered lightweight. It's a little bit expensive too. So and also as far as weight for your pack. Like for instance, an air mattress. It's probably best, in my opinion, to get one that's going to hold your weight better. Some of the ultralight ones are going to be more expensive, and when you're bouncing around on it, flopping and trying to sleep on it, it may not hold up nearly as well as another one that's built for heavier people, but once again, then you have to carry more weight. So that's fine, if that's what but that's just a fact of, when you're a big fat person, you got to make those kinds of compromises. Okay, now, hydration, water, electrolytes, those are extremely important. And if you've been following me and watched some of my videos, especially preparing to go out on the AT, I'm kind of paranoid about water, but I'm, as a morbidly obese person, I need more water. It takes more water, and so you always have to make the call of, well, how much do I carry? How much water weight do I put on my back to carry, just to make sure? And because some of the water sources can be unsure, but what ER said in his videos, and I've heard other hikers say it, and plenty of subscribers said, when you get to a water source, drink as much of the water as you can. Drink at least a liter if you can, and then fill up. But drink as much as you can, and don't pass up a water source. Try not to do that. So what I generally carry, I carry 2 1-liter bottles and 1 700 milliliter. That's kind of my standard, typical amount that I carry. Every now and then, and I did in New Jersey for a bit, my Sawyer squeeze system, the bag here, I filled it up. Every now and then I'll do that and carry some just to have a little extra. And it's very important to use electrolytes. The Propel packets are what I like to use. I'll put 2 in a 1-liter bottle, and I'll put 1 in a 700 milliliter. I forget the brand, but I buy the little container that you squeeze drops in it too. I've done both of those. And I generally will keep at least 1 of the liter bottles without electrolytes, just plain water. Because I think you can overdo electrolytes, but yeah, okay, yes, I know, Hurley, I know. Good boy. You want a treat? Here. Okay, I'll give you a treat. There you go. All right. Well, this is another thing you need to practice with, like I said. And you know, because for me it's been difficult. It's hard on my back because I'm generally having to bend over. I don't squat with my knees very well at all, so I bend over a lot. So because I have a back problem, I've tried to resolve that, and I did real well in New Jersey this past summer. I would sit down, even if I had to get my feet wet and my butt wet, I did. You know, and but I saved my back. I just really had no back issues. What? You an attention hog? Yes, you are. Good boy. Good boy. Okay. All right. Do you want to go walking? Do you want to go for a walk? Let's go for a walk. Let's take a break. Me personally, you know, being as big as I am, I try to drink as much as I can and get electrolytes in me. But almost every time that I've gone on a backpacking trip, I leave dehydrated. When I finally get off the trail, it's the lack of water, lack of hydration that I know has been a major problem. So, you know, it's one of those situations where you could find yourself in serious trouble if you don't hydrate well enough. And for an overweight person, morbidly obese person, it is doubly, triply, quadruply as important. Next is food. You know, eating food, of course, is extremely important too, to have that energy, you know, get the protein in you, but get those carbs in you for quick energy. I'm just going to plan on eating carbs and you know, and getting in the protein as best I can. And you really do. I've been one of those that I'm not very hungry at the beginning of a hike, and I haven't been out there quite long enough to really be hit by hiker hunger, as they call it. But I know I still have to force food in myself. Yes, Hurley, I have to force feed myself sometimes. And I remember hiking in New Jersey with Adam, one of my subscribers, and he really was a great hiking companion. He really was. And but I remember he wasn't eating. He didn't want to eat, and I talked him into. And I think a trail runner that spent the night one time where we were also talked him into eating. You just gotta force feed yourself, you know. So he started doing that. But that's very important to get that energy. Now, as far as cooking is concerned, the one reason I go stoveless, and have been, I may change that next trip, is for a couple of reasons. To conserve energy. I don't want to have to spend the energy setting up my stove, getting in the right position to cook and do all that, and then cleaning up the kit afterward. That takes energy. I want to be able to just open up my food, eat, you know, put away the trash, and then I'm done. Also, if you're going to cook stuff, typically it's going to take a couple cups of water, you know, so I want to conserve my water as much as possible. So that's generally why I haven't been cooking. But however you do it, you definitely need to eat to keep up your energy. Then finally, there is sleep. That is something that my first trip on the AT, I weighed less. I weighed like 325 pounds. And I took one of these, and this isn't the one, but I also took up an Aero mattress. And the combination of those two really did work well. And I slept fairly well like that. So for me, sleep wasn't an issue on that trip. But the 2 times after that, which includes last summer, you know, I weighed over 400 pounds both times, and I didn't get any sleep. Last year, I could not sleep. I took 2 of these, is what I had with me. But the thinner you are, you know, the better night's sleep you're going to get. Now, of course, there's those of you who do hammocking. I don't know much about hammocking at all. That's something, and as far as I know, big people do it, and you can get gear that's going to work with you, and you can practice with it, and you know, I'm sure you'll get a better night's sleep. But I'm a tenor, and I am right now. That's all I know. So, but you know, I just it's like I would roll over. It seemed like every 5 minutes during the night, I'd have to change my position, and I would drift off asleep for very short periods of time, but I'd wake up sore and get up in the morning and with hardly any sleep at all, and you just can't hike the next day. So that's one of the things that I think Early Riser thinks that's probably why most people get off the trails, because they just don't get good enough sleep. But you know, you can still sleep well if you have the right mattress, which may weigh more because you're a big guy, and everything. So, okay, yeah, good boy, Hurley. Oh my goodness, it's just torture. I mean, I'm sitting out here talking, and it's not to you. I know that just kills you, doesn't it? Yes, baby. Okay, had to refill on coffee. Good Sunday morning once again. Well, it's probably a good idea that if you're going to start a new training program or exercise program, to talk to your doctor, talk to your physician, explain to that person how you're going to be going out on a multi-day hiking trip, and maybe explain to them where you're planning on going, what's involved, just to get some advice from the doctor, just see what they have to say about it. It's probably a good idea. Also, I wanted to point out that on the first video, I talked about how the advice I'd given before about don't be afraid to get out there, don't worry about what people think about you being a fat person, going to the gym or getting out there on the trail. I just wanted to let you know that my experience in going out on backpacking trips is I've never run into anybody that has, made fun of me, at least not that I could tell. But there have been many people. Almost every time I go backpacking, someone will say, "Hey, man, I'm glad you're out here. Good for you for being out here doing this, trying to get healthy, trying to get in shape." They're very supportive of it, and ER is one that points out how supportive this hiking community is, and it really is, and that includes my subscribers and probably just about really everybody's subscribers. Very supportive, and so I'm very appreciative about that, and I think that's what you'll find out there on the trail. So, guys, I just want to encourage you, get out there and do it. Never give up trying to do it, trying to lose weight, trying to get healthy. It's too important. So I appreciate it so much for you watching, guys. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you next week. Oh, and you've also, I'm sure, noticed the name change for my channel. There are going to be some other changes coming, and I'll explain everything, and I'll explain the name change and all that coming soon. So, okay, now I'll see you next week.